It's interesting that this problem we uncovered hasn't really been solved. We have engaged over 600 retail stores now at this point to talk directly about their ordering, right? Many of those are customers. Those are people that have gone through trials with us, where we've gotten really, really deep on show us how you order. Just show it to us. Show us that spreadsheet, which we talk about always. Everybody's got that spreadsheet, pivot tables. We've spent a lot of time replacing giant chunks of that, right? But then what gets to be interesting is where do the orders live, like when they're submitted, right? There is a couple things that I'll rattle off, which any of you that are buyers or work on the retail side will probably click with. There's no wholesale platform that captures 100% of the orders that any store sends, right? Even if LeafLink maybe at the top end, you're like 80% of my orders in this market are sent to vendors on LeafLink. You've got a small vendor that you just text or email. You've got an in-house brand that you just submit something, internally as a process to get from your warehouse to your store. There are still deliveries of inventory coming into your stores that aren't tracked in a wholesale marketplace. And I don't think there is a chance any wholesale marketplace would ever have 100% coverage. There's always going to be a small brand that pops up. I have an internal tool, right? I'm a big distributor and I've got my own custom ERP. What that means is there's no source of truth for everything that's been ordered. What we see the most are people putting a mixture of PDFs and spreadsheets like in a Google Drive with hopefully some kind of naming structure, right?
Yeah.
And then you get into like the real source of truth is the accounting, but that's not the same. That's the invoice. And the invoice doesn't have your details of your order most of the time. Like the true SKU level details of I want this many cases of this, right? Organized in the way that you think about it when you're managing your inventory, organized in the way that your product catalog is organized. That invoice might not come through at that level of detail. And it might have mutated a couple different ways due to credits and all these kind of things in there. Many, and I would say upwards of half of the retailers we talk to don't actually track their orders in a centralized place. Like they don't, it's not anywhere. They could go back through their texts, they go back through their emails, and they'll be like, oh, right, I was in the room with the vendor and just talked to them about the order. And that didn't even get captured somewhere.
Yeah. So
Until
technically they could ask the vendor to order something. Vendor says, yeah.
yeah,
And then
happy
they
to,
send something completely different to the
yeah,
store, send a completely different
yeah,
invoice. And has anyone really checked? Like, how do you
yeah.
check? Like, yeah.
Yeah, there's about 30, the number that we hear and I'm calculating thrown around, it's about 30% of orders get mutated from the here's what I'd ordered through here's what shows up because of out of stocks on the vendor side, right? Substitutions, sneaking in products. We every time I bring this up, there's always the case of, yeah, then they tried to throw an extra $5,000 worth of stuff of new products that we didn't order. And because I'm not in the store, because I run 8 stores, I wasn't in the store that day, there wasn't a list to check it off of, right? So
Yeah.
like who's reconciling all those kind of things. So the actual ordering side is largely unmanaged.